The Galactic Council's discovery. The story opens in the grand halls of the Galactic Council on the planet Nexus Prime. The Council consists of 12 major species who have ruled the galaxy for thousands of years. Each species has their own specialty. The Vortons are master traders, the Kelrics are brilliant scientists, the Thundros are fierce warriors, and so on. Ambassador Locke of the Vorton Republic receives an urgent message from a scouting fleet. They have discovered a new species on the edge of the galaxy, humans from a planet called Earth. The initial reports are confusing. These humans have only recently achieved faster-than-light travel, yet their ships show unusual design principles. The Council meets in emergency session. General Vex of the Thundros military declares that all new species must be tested before joining the Empire. This has always been the way. New civilizations face 3 trials. They must show fear to prove they understand danger. They must show anger to prove they can fight. And they must show desperation to prove they value survival. Captain Reed leads the human delegation aboard a simple ship called the Endeavour. When the massive Council fleet intercepts them, something unexpected happens. The humans do not panic. They do not fire weapons. They simply stop their ship and wait. The Council's test begins. They deploy massive war vessels that could destroy entire planets. The human response is recorded and transmitted across the galaxy. Captain Reed's voice comes through the communication systems, calm and steady. We see your ships. We are ready to talk whenever you are. The Kelric scientist Dr. Nex runs scans on the human ship. The readings show elevated heart rates among the crew, but their behavior remains controlled. No weapons are charged. No distress signals are sent. The humans simply wait. This reaction spreads confusion through the Council chambers. Every species in galactic history has shown fear at this moment. The mighty Thundros had roared challenges. The clever Kelrics had tried to flee. Even the proud Vortons had begged for mercy. But humans do nothing except wait patiently. The Council decides to escalate the test. They fire warning shots across the human ship's path. Still, the humans maintain their calm. Captain Reed responds, "We understand you are testing us. We will wait for your decision." By the end of Part 1, news of the strange human reaction spreads across the galaxy. Military commanders and politicians begin to worry. A species that shows no fear might be the most dangerous of all. Asterisk. When calm becomes terror, the Galactic Council increases their testing. They bring in the Dreadnought-class ships, vessels so large they cast shadows over entire cities. The normal response would be immediate surrender or desperate attempts to fight. The humans respond by organizing themselves more efficiently. They establish communication protocols, share resource management data, and begin cultural exchange transmissions. Captain Reed asks if the Council would like to learn about human music and mathematics. This response terrifies Admiral Crix of the Kelric's fleet. In their scientific databases, there are only 2 types of species that remain calm under extreme threat. Those too primitive to understand danger, and those so advanced that they consider the threat irrelevant. Humans clearly understand the danger, which means ... The Council's fear grows when they intercept human internal communications. Instead of panic, the humans discuss logistics. If we need to evacuate, Protocol 7 is ready, Captain Reed tells his crew. If we need to defend, Protocol 12 is prepared. If we need to negotiate, Protocol 3 is active. Dr. Nex realizes that humans have protocols for everything. They have planned for scenarios the Council never considered. When the Kelric's database is accessed, it shows that humans have contingency plans within contingency plans. The test escalates again. The Council brings in planet-killer weapons, massive devices that can crack worlds in half. These weapons have never failed to produce immediate surrender throughout galactic history. The human response chills the Council to their core. Captain Reed transmits a simple message: "We have noted your weapons. We are prepared to discuss terms that benefit everyone. We have prepared gifts of art and science to share with your civilizations. The gifts arrive by small probe. Human music that moves even the emotionless Kelrics to something resembling tears. Mathematical equations that solve problems the Vortons had worked on for centuries. Stories and poetry that fascinate even the war-focused. Thunderous. But the most terrifying part comes when the Council's psychologists analyze the human crew. The humans are not fearless. They are afraid. Their biological readings show genuine terror, yet they continue to function perfectly, as if fear is simply another piece of data to be processed and managed. The Council realizes they are facing something unprecedented, a species that feels fear but is not controlled by it. Understanding the human mind, the Council's greatest minds struggle to understand how humans can be terrified yet completely functional. Dr. Nex leads a research team that studies every aspect of human psychology and culture transmitted by the Endeavor. What they discover changes everything. Humans evolved on a death world. Earth's environment tried to kill its inhabitants in countless ways. Natural disasters, predators, diseases, climate changes. But instead of making humans fearless, this made them masters of functioning, despite fear that research reveals human history. Wars that lasted decades. Explorations into unknown territories. Scientific experiments with dangerous materials. Space missions to hostile environments. In every case, humans felt appropriate fear but continued anyway. The Council learns about human concepts that have no equivalent in galactic languages. Courage, not the absence of fear, but action despite fear. Calculated risk, the ability to function in dangerous situations through preparation and planning. Acceptable losses, the cold mathematics of survival. Admiral Crix makes a disturbing discovery. When humans say they are prepared for any outcome, they literally mean any outcome. The crew of the Endeavor has protocols for being destroyed, for being captured, for being tortured, for being studied. They have even prepared messages to be sent home if they never return. This revelation spreads panic through the galactic leadership. The Council has ruled through strength and intimidation for millennia. Every species submits when faced with overwhelming force. But humans have created a society that functions normally under the assumption that overwhelming force might be used against them at any time. The psychological profile becomes more disturbing. Humans practice something called disaster preparedness as a normal part of life. They regularly simulate emergencies, practice evacuation procedures, and maintain supplies for catastrophic events. What other species would consider a nightmare. Scenario: humans consider a Tuesday. The Council's military advisors realize the implications. If humanity joins the galaxy, they will not be intimidated by shows of force. Traditional galactic diplomacy, which relies heavily on implicit threats, will be useless against them. Even worse, the human approach to problem-solving is fundamentally different. Where other species see an impossible situation and surrender, humans see a puzzle to be solved. Captain Reed's crew has spent their time in the standoff, not in fear, but in analysis. They have studied every Council ship, mapped their formations, analyzed their communication protocols, and begun to understand galactic political structures. The humans are learning faster than the Council is comfortable with. When fear meets preparation, the Galactic Council faces an unprecedented decision. Every species in their empire was integrated through the same process. Overwhelming force, followed by submission and gradual acceptance. Humans have broken this pattern completely. Emperor Dax of the ruling council calls for a full assembly. Representatives from all 12 major species gather to discuss the human problem. The debate reveals deep fractures in galactic society that have been hidden for centuries. The Thundros military faction, led by General Vex, argues for immediate destruction of the human ship. A species that cannot be intimidated is a species that cannot be controlled, he declares. But when pressed for details about how to accomplish this, the general hesitates. The humans have made it clear they are prepared for this outcome too. The Vorten trade delegation sees opportunity. Ambassador Locke presents economic projections showing that human innovation could revolutionize galactic commerce. But the Vortens also express concern about human negotiating tactics. They do not negotiate from desperation, Locke explains. They negotiate from preparation. This makes them unpredictable. Dr. Nex of the Kelricks presents the most disturbing findings. Human technological development follows patterns unlike any other species. Where most civilizations develop strength in one area, humans develop competency across all areas simultaneously. Their ship designs incorporate elements that other species would consider incompatible. The Council's intelligence services reveal more troubling information. Intercepted human communications show that Earth has not sent just one ship. The Endeavour is the first of several vessels, each with different crews and different specialties. Humanity has not put all their hopes in a single mission. This revelation changes everything. The Council has been treating this as a first contact situation with a primitive species, but humans have approached it as a comprehensive introduction to galactic civilization. They have anthropologists studying council culture, linguists working on translation protocols, and scientists analyzing every piece of available data. The most chilling discovery comes when the Council realizes that humans have been studying them longer than they have been studying humans. Human deep space monitoring had detected galactic civilization months before the Council found Earth. The Endeavour's mission is not exploration. It is a carefully planned diplomatic initiative. Captain Reed confirms this when he requests a formal meeting. We have learned much about your civilization, he states calmly. We believe there are ways we can contribute to galactic society while maintaining our cultural independence. We are prepared to discuss terms. The phrase, cultural independence, sends shockwaves through the council chambers. No species has ever requested to join the Empire while maintaining independence. The entire galactic order is based on submission to council authority. The Council realizes they face three choices: destroy humanity and risk war with a species that plans for everything, accept humanity as equals and restructure the entire galactic order, or attempt to isolate humanity and hope they remain content in their corner of the galaxy. Each option terrifies them for different reasons. When calm changes everything, the final confrontation comes not through battle, but through a simple human request. Captain Reed asks to address the full Galactic Council. His request is calm, polite, and absolutely terrifying to the assembled representatives. We understand your concern, Reed begins. You have built a civilization based on predictable responses to power. You show force, others submit, and order is maintained. We cannot submit because submission is not in our nature. But we also do not wish to destroy what you have built. The human proposal shocks the galaxy. Humanity offers to join the galactic community as an independent partner, not a subject species. They will share their technology, participate in trade, and contribute to galactic defense. In return, they ask only to be left alone to govern themselves. The Council's first instinct is to refuse. But Dr. Nex presents calculations that change everything. Human technology, combined with their problem-solving approach, could advance galactic civilization by centuries. Their calm under pressure makes them ideal for dangerous missions other species cannot handle. Admiral Crix makes the military argument. We cannot intimidate them, but we also cannot defeat them, he admits. Their ships are not powerful, but they are designed by minds that assume they will face superior force. Every system has backups. Every component serves multiple purposes. Fighting them would be ... costly. The economic arguments are equally compelling. Ambassador Locke shows projections of human trade potential. They do not negotiate from desperation, but they also do not exploit weakness, he explains. Their trade proposals are fair to all parties. This is ... unusual, but profitable. The debate continues for days. Some species threaten to leave the Empire if humans are admitted as equals. Others see the potential for a new age of galactic prosperity. The decision fractures the Council along lines that have existed for millennia, but never been tested. Emperor Dax makes the final choice. The Galactic Empire will change its structure for the first time in its history. Humanity will be admitted as the first associate partner, independent but allied, contributing but not controlled. The ceremony marking this decision is unlike anything in galactic history. There are no submission rituals, no oaths of loyalty, no demonstrations of power. Instead, there is a simple exchange of gifts and a mutual promise to respect each other's autonomy. Captain Reed's final words to the Council become legendary across the galaxy. We look forward to learning from you, and we hope you will learn from us. The universe is large enough for many different ways of being civilized. The story ends with the profound changes rippling across galactic society. Other species begin to question why they submitted to the Empire. Some demand renegotiation of their status. Others remain content with the old ways. But everyone understands that the galaxy has changed forever. The most significant change is philosophical. The Empire had been built on the principle that power creates order through fear. Humanity has proven that order can exist through preparation, cooperation, and mutual respect. The final image is of the Endeavour departing for Earth, carrying the first galactic ambassadors to humanity. The ship travels calmly through space, no longer alone, but still distinctly human in its approach to the universe. The galaxy watches and waits to see what other surprises humanity might bring to their ancient civilization.